Offense is going to run through Derrius Guice, and how it changes in just a week, because for the next couple of months, it's going to be Adrian Peterson.
Right. So, that's this league in so many ways, right? It's injuries completely change teams all the time. And we saw it last year all the time with this team, and the year before that all the time with this team, the way that they've battled injuries. You just have to have depth, and to have Adrian Peterson around, this is why you do it. And, I know you guys obviously were the first ones on the idea that maybe Jay wanted to cut AP, and I think if Jay's doing that, it's out of respect for AP. Hey, I don't want to be the coach that benches you. I want to let you go and go somewhere where you
also,
can
he
play.
didn't want to deal with it. I just think he didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
He
It's
knows
the
he
same.
can play.
It's the same. Right. It's not like he thought. Everyone's like, why does Jay hate AP? Jay doesn't hate AP. He just wanted to run an offense through Derrius, who allows them to do more. But I think on some level, you have to credit the front office or whoever said no, because they're like, Derrius has been hurt in college, and he was hurt last year, and Adrian's awesome. We're not letting him go, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And so it was smart to do that. Jay should have handled last week better, but this team would be in deep trouble without AP, and for the second straight year, he's ready to bail him out, and he looked amazing in camp in the preseason. I expect him to do so.
Well, let's get into something you just said. You said that they can do more with Derrius Guice. Talk about what the offense is going to look like with Adrian Peterson, and what you describe as, I guess, would be less.
Right. So the offense becomes more predictable with Peterson. Some of the runs that they kind of save for Chris Thompson, they will run with Derrius as well. You saw last week a draw play go to Derrius. When was the last time a back not named Chris Thompson ran a draw here? It had been years. And that play would have gone for 25, 30 yards had Morgan Moses not been absolutely wrecked off the snap. So it's one guy often in the running game, but we don't need to go into a film breakdown. But, you have some of the variance they have in their run game becomes less with Adrian. You for years. It's interesting. Yesterday, and they're like, Adrian's kind of run everything over his career. I don't understand why they don't give him more, but they treat him, obviously he executes it way better, but the same way that they used to treat guys like Rob Kelly and name Alfred Morris and every other back that's been here, with more of a simplified run game versus Chris Thompson, who has a lot more outside stuff and a little bit more variance, a little bit more trickery, if you will, in the run game. In his run game, Derrius does all of it. And so you take that plus what Derrius does in the passing game. He's a way better receiver, a guy that can actually split out if you need him to, compared to Adrian, who is a very unnatural catcher of the football, someone you can check it down to, but you're never going to split him out and have him run even a 5-yard stop route, because I've seen him run those in warm-ups, and it's an adventure for him catching the ball sometimes. So it just simplifies. Not simplifies, but it takes out some of the unpredictability, because there's a certain set of plays that are not going to be run when Adrian is in the game versus Derrius. The entire playbook is open.
Joined by Craig Hoffman, covers the Redskins for 106.7 The Fan. Follow him on Twitter at Craig Hoffman. So the RB room right now looks like Peterson, Chris Thompson, and Wendell Smallwood. Are there any plans on adding another body, or are they comfortable at least for a week going with those three?
Yeah, what if AP gets dinged up? Who do they go to? I guess Smallwood.
The good thing is
Smallwood.
he never gets dinged up.
Yeah,
Knock
true.
on wood.
That's true.
Yeah, knock on wood. He did get dinged up a little bit last year, but he's a tank, and so he played through it. I think they would just go to Smallwood. I mean, the chances are they're only going to have 3 backs active anyway. And so if all of a sudden AP gets dinged up where he's going to miss time, then obviously they bring someone else in. But you also have to remember they have Sean Wilson, who they put on IR and is eventually going to come back, or be eligible to come back, I should say. They have Bryce Love on PUP, who is already running and cutting and doing some pretty advanced stuff. I don't think he's quite ready for football yet, and obviously he's not eligible to come off of PUP till week 6. But he's a guy that they have in reserve, and if this is going to be 6 to 8 weeks, they have to put guys on IR. It'd be irresponsible not to. And I know you can only bring 2 guys back, and all of a sudden you got Wilson, who you were planning on bringing back, and Guice, who now you bring back. But I think you just put him on IR and you roll with the 3 for the time being. And maybe if you want to add another first, second down back, you do, but I would just roll with a 3 for right now. You've already got a roster spot you're using for McCoy, who should be healthy in the next couple of weeks. But I would probably just use the 3 and not have a 4th guy on the roster with 2 guys, maybe 3 pending coming back.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right, Jordan Reed, talk to us.
I think he's going to play on Sunday. I mean, the way they treat this concussion, it sucks for us too, and nobody's going to cry for the media, but obviously we would like to talk to Jordan. We can as long as he's in the protocol, and so they just incrementally increase his workload, see if he can handle it, and technically that's part of the protocol, so he's off limits to us. But he's participated in some team drills this week and is progressively getting better and better, and I know he was really targeting this weekend, so I know he wants to play. They obviously want him to play. It's a matter of him passing whatever testing it is, and the NFL's concussion protocol. I have literally asked the league office in the past for an explanation of the thing, and they refuse to give it. So I don't freaking know.
Right.
All right, give us what's scary is here we are only in week 2. We have so many guys banged up. So we need the obligatory John Allen update, which I'm sure you don't know, but give us what you do. And then Monte, Caleb Brantley, who else is nicked up on that defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Outside of Fabian Moreau, I guess Moreau would be the other guy that is banged up and is still dealing with some stuff. And, that's fine unless, well, actually, I lied. There's one more. Quentin Dunbar appeared magically on the injury report yesterday.
Right.
And missed practice completely, which is never a good sign. Dunbar has a sore knee. Jay said he expects him back today and to play this weekend, but he also then was saying it's a big day for the secondary tomorrow. It's like, well, if you expect him back and you just gave him a rest day, then it shouldn't be that big of a day. It'd be a big day for Fabian Moreau and I guess for Monte Nicholson, but Nicholson was limited and seemed to be getting better. Why is it such a big day? So the Dunbar thing freaks me out a little bit. And obviously if he can't go and Moreau can't go, then you slide Moreland outside probably and DRC into the slot. Is what it sounded like they would do, but they could reverse that too. They could put DRC outside and put Jimmy in the slot and keep him in the nickel spot. So they got some options there. If Nicholson for some reason can't go at safety, that's hold on to your butts on that one, because that puts Apke in there, and I still don't really trust him as an NFL safety. Trapp's a really good special teams player and has already shown it in week 1. I mean, he had some punt coverage last week that was awesome. But I've got hope for him long term, but safety, my hope isn't quite there yet. Obviously, Allen is enormous. He's arguably their best player on that side of the ball, and I honestly don't know, and we'll see. I doubt he plays this week. He wants to, but he hasn't practiced yet, which is never a good sign. Brantley has been limited this week. I don't know if he's going to be ready. I know he was battling Beliz Frank, then all of a sudden gets hurt again. If I'm him, I'm probably cooling for another week. And I think that's everyone. Moreau's been limited, so we'll see on him.